20 years ago, the President's Summit brought together a group of diverse young people to deliver a message in their own voice, stating what America needed to do to fulfill its promise to children and youth. My name is Sinofia, and I was one of those young people. What we wrote was a youth declaration, demanding change to the status quo, asking for America's commitment to the future, and offering ourselves to be tomorrow's solutions. Now I'm here as a mentor, and here to perform those still relevant words are a new generation of thinkers and creators. Please welcome the CityKids and Impact Repertory Companies.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. They're endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
America has a new face. A continent very unlike that of the men who founded this country. America now embodies every culture of the human spectrum. It's strong, beautiful, and tattooed with the realness of our souls. Its young voices are powerful, but even though we're born with equal spirit, we're not yet born of equal privilege. Dear America, you will include me, won't you?
It is self-evident that it's a human's right to be guaranteed a healthy start in the best physical condition. America's children are entitled to the highest standard of shelter, healthcare, and nutrition. Dear America, I want to know, will you take care of my well-being?
It is self-evident that relationships with caring adults are vital to America's children. More and more of us are lost in the oceans of America without a guide, an understanding ear, a compassionate heart. This may cause many to slip into an abyss of despair, the hopelessness of violence, teen parenting, drug abuse, and suicide. Dear America, parents and teachers, please become our mentors. We will listen to your wisdom.
It is self-evident that we need marketable skills to achieve financial independence. Self-sufficiency is necessary to give us a sense of value in a world where at times our dreams seem unattainable. Dear America, promise me access to a marketable skill so I can contribute to our society.
It is self-evident that America's children need safe places to protect and nurture the boundless potential. We need places where we can gather without fear. Dear America, please, provide me with safe spaces where I can channel my energy instead of extinguishing it.
It is self-evident that America's children have an obligation to serve the communities that support and serve them. We must guide each other. We will not be today's problems, but tomorrow's solution. Dear America, I have so much to give you.
We can no longer be connected through apathy and inaction, because America's children are too precious of an asset to be lost. We dare ask for America's commitment to the future. Dear America,
we are the nation's largest untapped natural resource.
Ladies and gentlemen, Impact Repertory Theater. Come on, everybody, let's go. Hey, everybody, y'all. me I couldn't achieve. Somebody said that I shouldn't believe me. I would not, could not, should not try. Don't even bother to dream for the prize. Even though the rain may fall, doesn't mean I can't stand tall. Cause I walk with the sun inside. My love, my faith, my strength, my pride. Even though it's hard for me, I ain't gonna give up now. I'm gonna hold my head high. Look inside yourself. Reach up. When it seems you had enough. Yeah. You will know. This song, strong in love. Keep your hand. There was a time when I would break down and cry, but I knew that I could count on you. You gave me strength to get through. Changed my mind and I'm so brand new. I just wanna say thank you. You. And even though it's hard for me, I ain't gonna give up now. I'm gonna hold my head high because you gotta look inside yourself. Reach At the fork in the road, at the end of my road, in the eye of the storm, lost without hope. With a love, I've been two stars in that. I can't hold the rain. Each one, but never preach. I need to see the reason. Need to achieve the truest belief in me, son. Every movement to prove the power of me, son. I dance like no one's watching, and even though I can't sing, I keep the words dancing. Success is the best of it, and perfect is a process that'll bless your best. Reach up, come on. Look, when it seems like you had enough, come on. You know it's right. Be strong in love. Keep your head. No one. Right inside yourself, you gotta. When it seems right. No, okay. Yeah. You know it's right. Be strong in love. Keep your head. If for no one else, have fun with this one.
Wow. Fantastic. Wow. Thank you, CityKids and Impact Theater Foundation. That was fantastic. Good morning. Whew, what a start. And thank you all for being here today. I'm John Gompertz. I'm President and CEO of America's Promise. And 20 years ago, I was lucky enough to be part of the team that organized the President's Summit for America's Future, that remarkable gathering in Philadelphia that did lots of things and gave life to America's Promise. For the past 5 years, it's been my job and my honor to lead America's Promise as we continue to call the nation to action and attention to the challenges that young people face. We believe two things above all else. First, that every child should have a real chance to succeed. And second, that every one of us has the responsibility to make that happen. And we know that together we can pursue goals that none of our organizations can achieve alone. That's part of the point of America's Promise. Today, we're going to ask hard questions, and we're going to push to understand what we can do, all of us, we can do together differently to accelerate progress for young people, so that all young people have the chance to reach for their American dream. We're going to hear from young people, as we already started to do, from presidents, from business leaders, and community leaders, and a whole lot more. We'll explore how young people are thinking about the American dream. And we'll hear about barriers to success and barriers to thriving. And we're going to hear about ways to surmount those barriers. And we're going to talk about how we can continue to come together as individuals, as organizations, as communities, to create the conditions for success for more young people. In other words, how we can all recommit to kids. We've made real progress, enough to prove to ourselves and the world that progress is possible. But we haven't made enough progress on questions of equity. Persistent disparities remain. We need a breakthrough on equity. We need to do better, much, much better. Just last week, the Powells released a letter to the nation. Here it is, called Our Cause, which speaks to the urgency and the importance of creating the conditions for success for every young person in America. And today, we're releasing our framework called Our Work. It's a framework for how all of us can work together to focus our efforts to accelerate progress for young people in America. We'll be talking about these issues all day, searching for the ways that we can come together to make a big push to produce more progress for more kids in more communities more quickly. That will be our focus today. So just a couple of more things before we get started with the meat of the program. First, if you haven't already done so, download our app. I would pull out my phone and show you that, but they just told me not to, so there you go. It's free, the app's free. And there's lots of information about the speakers and the program, and there'll be updates throughout the day. Second, join the conversation online. And to do that, please use the hashtag Recommit2Kids. That's 2 with the number, Recommit2Kids. And third, if you have friends and colleagues who didn't get to make it today, but you were inspired by what you saw at the beginning, send them a text and tell them that they can watch live stream all day long at recommit2kids.org. Okay, let's get started. So one of the best things about my job is that I get to work with two great leaders. Let's bring them out now. My bosses and my friends, our founding board chair, General Colin Powell, and our current board chair, Alma J. Powell. Thanks. Let's have fun.
Good morning, everyone. One of those CityKids, something awful. They were terrific. I mean, it was just great. God, hey. Oh, so pleased to be with you this morning and to be able to say a few words before I turn it over to your real chairman and the head of America's Promise, my wife, Alma Powell. It's hard to believe that 20 years have gone by since that day in Philadelphia where we all sat with our former presidents and with leaders from around the country to face the simple proposition that too many of our youngsters are not on a path to success. And we had a solemn obligation to fix that. We thought we could do a great deal in just a few years, and we did do a great deal in just a few years. But after those first few years, we realized that it's just beginning. Our youngsters need a lot more work, a lot more help. And so we've been at it now for 20 years, and the program is going to continue. We're recommitting ourselves this morning. But when the summit was over and that fabulous weekend that you saw described on the screens, that Monday, several of us had to get together and figure out, well, what do we do now? We're a movement, but we're not doing anything yet. And we thought we could achieve some modest goals. But over the years, not only did we exceed those modest goals, but we have seen some incredible achievements. I could spend the whole morning talking about them, but I just want to touch on a few just to let you know how successful you have been and how successful America's Promise has been. I was on the board of the Boys and Girls Clubs of America when we started this. There were 1,700 clubs then. There are now over 4,000, going toward 5,000 Boys and Girls Clubs around the world. A success. I was with a gentleman yesterday who is the head of Big Brothers and Big Sisters in New Jersey, and I said, well, how's it going? I know you have to vet people. It's hard to get people to make that investment in time. How are you doing? He said, we've increased our numbers by 10-fold in the last 20 years. That is a remarkable achievement that surprised me. Mentoring, National Mentoring Coalition said we had about 200,000 then. We have now 4 million people, more than 4 million people who are working as mentors. I'll never forget Governor Jeb Bush of Florida contacting us and said, I want to be a part of this. And I want to commit to create 200,000 mentors here in Florida. Okay, Jeb, you say so, man. I flew down and helped him launch that program. And I flew back 5 years later when they'd achieved 500,000 or 200,000. And the real guts to it, what made it all work, is guess who the #1 mentor was? It was Governor Jeb Bush, who had a kid come to his office every week and spend a day with him. And he took that kid through high school. He took that kid through his problems. He took that kid through his opportunities. And that's the kind of leadership we have seen emerge. And so it is so important for you to recognize what we have accomplished over the last 20 years. And the reason we are here today is the job is not done. We have new children waiting to be helped. We have new challenges that they face. We have no more important thing to do in life right now than to protect future life, to protect the kids who are going to be the leaders of America in a few years, and to protect their children as those children come along. And so I congratulate you all for making your commitment to be a part of this effort. And I want to thank you for the sacrifices you have made, for the contributions you have made. But now we've got to mobilize more of our fellow citizens, more of Americans to come to the rescue of our children, to come help our children to a better life. So we're going to recommit ourselves today and leave here tonight, tomorrow morning, knowing full well that the game is just beginning. We've got a lot more to do. We're not in the 9th inning, man. We got a long, long game to play. But it's a game we will play, and it's a game in which we will succeed because the nation needs us and the children need us. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure now. It's my pleasure now to introduce the current chair of the America's Promise Alliance, my wife, Alma Powell.
Thank you, Colin. And my very special thanks to all of you for being here with us on this important day. We have an awful lot to celebrate. Over the past 20 years, thanks to the work of young people, parents, families, caregivers, educators, policymakers, funders, community leaders, faith leaders, business leaders, and nonprofit staff, we've seen real progress. We have learned so much about what works. What we have achieved and what we have learned together give us great confidence for the work ahead. And there's a great deal of work ahead. Today, we come together to rethink, recharge, and recommit to youth. We begin this program this morning with 2 questions. Is the American dream real, or is it at risk? My answer is yes. I'm convinced that the dream remains real because I hear it in the heartfelt expressions of hope from almost every young person I talk to. Is the dream at risk? Of course. The American dream is always at risk. It's up to us to make the dream happen and come true. But if I'm asked that question a different way, is the American dream a realistic possibility for every child? I have to give a different answer and say, not yet. We must recommit until we can answer that question with an astounding yes. Ours was the first nation in history to be founded on an idea. The idea was not life, liberty, and property, as natural rights were once understood. Instead, the leaders who proclaimed a new nation in 1776 declared the inalienable rights of every American included life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These words are the heart of American distinctiveness, and they are at the heart of the American dream. But for lack of opportunity, too many young people have been left out of this and do not receive this inalienable right. The living presidents came together in 1997 to remind us of that. In the spirit of that original declaration, they called on all Americans to make the well-being of our children a common ground commitment for our national life. The founders of the Alliance chose a name, America's Promise, with echoes of Dr. Martin Luther King's speech about his dream for America and his urgent reminder that America had issued a promissory note that had not yet been honored for all. Now, just as in 1997, we aspire to an America where all children have those 5 promises. You're going to hear an awful lot about those promises over the course of this day, and no more effectively than those young people expressed this morning. We don't need to talk about that. We just have to remember their words and what they're saying to us. Keep your promise to us. Safe places, healthy start, effective education, and opportunities to serve. We're looking for an America where all children have a real opportunity for a life that rewards their dreams. And now, just as in 1997, we know that not every child, not yet, has enjoyed that right that we regard as inalienable, the right to pursue happiness and to dream dreams and follow them. So we are asking you and all who hear us today online and all of that new stuff that we didn't have in 1997, let's recommit ourselves to the cause. And let us spread the word that our cause may be the cause of every American until we can reach the day, and I think we will if we all work at it, when every child is sustained by every promise. So let's work at it. And thank you.
American dream.
Because of you,
I have the opportunity to reach my full potential. As a woman in America, I am not merely ornamental.
I am powerful. Because of you, I have the opportunity to be resilient and united through the toughest of times. Because of you,
I have the opportunity to create my own identity in the land of already exceptional identities.
We heard you when you said, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuge of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
Miss Liberty,
we are standing at your door ready to take our place. We are
made of your silent call. I am made of the sweat and tears of my ancestors. I am made of me.
I am made of my late night study groups and my 4.0 GPA.
I am made of me. I am made of every brick and steel beam that built this country. I am made of me. I am made of the grand plie and the dance that sets me free.
I am made of me. We are made of the red, white, and blue. We are made of the American dream.